Just make up a scandal, a conspiracy theory. Something to do with the right, some sort of weird allegation, kid farming. They want to force women to give birth so they can kid farm the babies and push them into great British sweatshops and force them into manual labour. I've seen the documents, guys. We've had the latest round of recreational nightmares coming out of Fleet Street, so that's always fun. It's like proxy entertainment, really, at this point, with the recreational nightmares. That's what I'm calling them. That's when you're a right-wing hack. You work at the Telegraph or the Express or GB News or, one of these reactionary kind of channels or mediums of tedium. And there's nothing really that you can argue about policy-wise. You can't grandstand about the national debt. You can't grandstand about immigration or fossil fuels or what we're going to do when they run out or whatever, because you don't have any solutions. And frankly, your team were in power for 14 years and did basically dick one to fix any of this stuff. If anything, you actually made it worse. So you really got no solutions to any of these problems. And you don't really have any, you're not coming from a position of strength to complain about the things that matter. So instead what you do is you make up some problems. You just invent a fantasy of problems, conspiracy theories, nonsense. It's like a hobby to you. It's purely recreational is what it is. A recreational nightmares where you make up shit like two-tier policing is one that we've covered quite a bit on the pod. Two-tier policing is what they bang on about. So they've got something to feel terrified about. It's like, are we really in the Marxist dictatorship that all of these clowns suggest that we are, or allude to the fact that we are? Are we? Are people really getting thrown in prison just for saying something harmless on Facebook? No! No, they're not. Are refugees really not getting sent home over fucking chicken nuggets? Are they not? No, it's actually a lot more complicated than that. But as I said earlier, they have no actual solutions to any of the problems we face. So instead, they curate these other scandals and horror stories that they can rail against for no other reason than their own recreation. And it kind of gets you thinking, doesn't it, guys? Kind of gets you thinking, maybe they're onto something. Maybe this is just how politics and news is done these days. Maybe that's a thing that we should consider doing on the left. Maybe that's something that we should consider doing tonight, guys, on this show. Here on the left, we could just make up a thing, right? A problem with the right. And maybe we go fucking full in Indiana Jones with it, Just make up a scandal, a conspiracy theory, something to do with the right, some sort of weird allegation or cultural thing to do with right. We'll be like, I can't believe the right are going to kidnap the sons of your village and take them into their underground cult and start them off money. They'll be like, what? No, we're not. No, they're not. I'll be like, I see you're in on it too then, Kemi. It needs a name, this conspiracy theory. We need a name for this completely baseless recreational nightmare that we're going to manufacture about right-wingers, a conspiracy theory, something to do with them stealing all of our firstborn children or something like. They've got what's their sort of made-up scandals, their made-up conspiracy theories. Rigged elections and voter fraud, that was theirs. Debanking, that was another one. That was Nigel Farage. Wasn't actually a thing. Two-tier policing, obviously, very recent example. Maybe what could we call it? What could we market it as? This conspiracy theory, this made-up, manufactured scandal, this recreational nightmare. Maybe we call it kid farming. Who's with me? Maybe we start that tonight, guys. Kid farming. That's why they're so into banning abortion and banning reproductive controls, because they want to force women to give birth so they can kid farm the babies and push them into great British sweatshops and force them into manual labour. I've seen the documents, guys. I've seen them. Where are they now? I have no idea. I can't share them with you. No, but I have seen them. Kid farming is what they're all building up against. Building up to. This is why they're so into farmers as well. You see, it all adds up to a completely ridiculous conclusion, but it adds up. Guys, you know, like fuck Starmer and Cooper taking two-tier policing. Seriously, what is Kemi going to do about kid farming? What is her response to it? Silence is complicity. Silence is violence, so the saying goes. This is why they hate trans women, because they want the babies. They want the babies. It all adds up, guys. Just remember, you heard it here first. You heard it here first, guys. We broke the story. The Tories, Reform, they're all up for kid farming. They're going to steal your firstborn, force them into manual labour. That's what this is all about. Just